for Tawana. Live video is starting, and we got the thing going this way. It's already started, so we're good. We're live. All right. Is everybody excited? All right. Does anybody have to go to school tomorrow? No. Well, I don't know.
Because I'm homeschooled and we're making up.
Good point.
To Kentucky.
Good point. Did you know that when your mother is talking to herself, she's having a parent-teacher conversation? Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow. That's okay. That's okay. Because you know what? There's a lot of things to be thankful for, and one of the things that I have to be thankful for is I have a job. That's a good thing. So I can take care of my own. God provides a job for me, and He takes care of my family through that job, and I am very thankful for that. And because this is Thanksgiving week, all right, we are going to talk about Thanksgiving. And we're going to get into some questions in just a little bit about what's your favorite food on Thanksgiving. We're going to get to that in just a second. But what I want to read to you is something that you may not know. Okay? So if you hear about the first Thanksgiving.
You think of Pilgrims.
The Pilgrims? Okay, that you go Pilgrims. What else do you think about?
They were thankful. I think that they were thankful for their great harvest.
Okay, yeah, that's good. And I'll talk about that in a second. But who else was there? The Pilgrims? You said the Pilgrims and Native Americans. Good, okay. And you know, there may or may not have been turkey. We don't know. We don't really know. But here, I'm going to read something to you that is it's actually historically accurate. Nearly all of what historians have learned about the first Thanksgiving comes from a single eyewitness from a letter written in December 1621 by Edward Winslow, one of the 100 or so people who sailed from England aboard the Mayflower in 1620 and founded Plymouth Colony. That's in Massachusetts. William Bradford, Plymouth governor in 1621, wrote briefly of the event of Plymouth Plantation, his history of the colonies, but was more than 20 years after the feast. According to this account, elements of which continue to be debated by historians, especially regarding the presence of the role of Native Americans. The historic event didn't happen on the fourth Thursday in November, as it does today. And it wasn't known as Thanksgiving. In fact, it took place over 3 days, sometimes between late September and mid-November in 1621, and was considered a harvest celebration. Basically, it was to celebrate the end of a successful harvest. Now, some things that we do know is that the Native Americans really had to teach a lot of the colonists how to farm. When they got here, they knew very little. Some of them were farmers, some of them weren't. They were just leaving England to get away from a persecution. We won't get into that. But they were leaving England to get away from the king. So when they got here, a long time passed and a lot of people died. And there was a lot of disease that they didn't understand. There was a lot of hardship they didn't understand. And really, when they got together with the Native Americans, they were afraid of the Native Americans. They were afraid of them. And I think they had some fights, and I don't want to get into those things because I really don't know a lot about it. But, you know, I think there were some fights and some fear and all these things. But when they came together to help each other, the Native Americans taught them how to have a successful harvest. You know, when you're going to be a farmer or you're going to plant something, you got to learn how. You can't just put a seed in the ground and wait and beautiful things come up out of the ground. Okay? You have to prepare the soil. You have to water the soil a certain way. You've got to do certain things for certain seeds, and you got to have a certain amount of sunlight and a certain amount of not sunlight and all these different things. And guys, I can promise you, I promise you, I can kill any plant.
What?
Okay? And I don't mean to try to do it. I mean, if I try to help it, if I try to do good with it, I can kill it.
Oh.
Okay? There are people that can do great things with plants. And they're called people with green thumbs. Okay? What I tell everybody is I have a yellow withered thumb.
What?
Because give me a plant long enough and I'll kill it. Not intentionally. I just don't know anything about plants. I'll overwater it, I'll underwater it, I'll leave it in the sun too long, all these different things. But the Native Americans helped the Pilgrims, the settlers, the colonists, or whatever word you want to use. They helped them to learn how to properly plant and have a good harvest. So, the things that we want to look at in our Thanksgiving, so when they did their celebration, they were giving thanks for a great harvest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because they had food. And that's a good thing. There was a time in this country where the most important things were how much food you had, if you had enough or not, and did you have a house that would protect you in the difficult times, the storms, the snows, these kind of things. Because remember, everything was way up there, way up north, okay, and on the East Coast. And there was mostly of, it wasn't like what we have today. Today, we kind of miss a little bit of what it means to be thankful. Now, yes, you should be very thankful that you have a nice house, you have nice clothes to wear, that you have a car, that you have money in the bank. That's great things to be thankful for. But really, what has God promised to provide? One word, very, very small word,
Wow.
and it starts with N. What has God promised to provide us with?
Our needs.
Thank you. Exactly right. Our needs. What you need. We need food. Okay? Now, do we need as much food as we probably have?
No.
Yeah, no. I can tell you, no. I love good food. And I will overeat, okay? I will. But there are so many people that are close to us that really don't have their daily food needs met. And, God says, I'm going to provide, but He doesn't say how. He could do it miraculously, or His people could do His will and provide for others from our abundance. What that means is, if I've got, let's just say this, I have 2 turkeys for Thanksgiving. I could cook them both. I could put one in the oven. I could put one in the fryer. We could have roasted turkey. We could have fried turkey. We could have turkey for 2 weeks. Woo, wouldn't that be good?
No.
Now, that's fine. But wouldn't it be better if I took one turkey and I kept that for my family, and I took the other turkey and added some things to it that I have and gave that to a family who doesn't have?
Yes.
Absolutely. And you know what? We should be thankful that we have the ability to do that. And guess what?
What?
The story that I've just told you is true.
I know.
I bought Thanksgiving dinner for my family. My dad, because I was just in a different city, or a different state actually, last week. While I was gone, my dad bought Thanksgiving dinner for our family. So my family has 2 Thanksgiving dinners.
What?
We could just cook it all and eat. Woo, eat. We could have turkey everything. We could have turkey all kind of things. Turkey sandwiches. We could have turkey and gravy. We could have turkey and turkey. I mean, woo, man, we could just have turkey. We could grind it up and have turkey burgers. I mean, man, we could just do turkey forever. But turkey tacos. I like it. We'll have turkey tacos. But you know what, though? But see, the thing is, though, is there a blessing in that?
No.
Is there sharing in that?
No. Well, actually.
Is there thanksgiving? Is there something that I can be thankful for in that? No. It's actually wrong because I'm not sharing.
Well, you are family.
And yeah, I'm sharing my family, but my family's needs are met with one dinner. So I need to take that other dinner and give it to a family who needs it. And guess what, guys? I know a family who needs it. So let me ask you this, all right? We have my dad buying a Thanksgiving dinner and me buying a Thanksgiving dinner, and we didn't know they were happening. All right. Now, is that just coincidence? Is that just, oh, it's just luck?
Yeah.
No. That's God. That's God. And we need to see that as God. God is now telling us, I've provided 2 dinners for you. You need to share one. And I'm going to. Hold on, we'll get to your question in just a little bit, okay? And I'm going to share one. I'm going to. And I'm not going to tell the family that I'm going to do it. I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to show up at their house in a day or so. And I'm going to present it to them. And I'm going to tell them, hey, you owe me $79.85.
No.
What?
No.
Well, wait a second. I bought it. Rude. Well, what am I supposed to do? Oh, I'm supposed to share it without... okay. Yeah, you're right. I need to give it to them. I need to give that meal to them so that they can be taken care of as my family is. You're exactly right. I'm glad y'all knew that. I'm glad you knew that. Because, see, guys, we need to be more caring. We need to be more giving. And the Bible says that it's more blessed, that's an old word, to give than to receive. All right? And that's big. That really is. It's big. Because when God blesses you, you need to share the blessing. We need to be... Is it important? Okay, when God gives us a blessing, do we need to be a bucket that can carry the blessing?
No.
Or do we need to be a funnel where the blessings come in and then go out? We need to be a funnel. Exactly. We need to funnel God's blessings out to those people who need things. Okay? Really important stuff there. I'm glad you guys knew that. That's awesome. So, it's cool. I get to share an entire Thanksgiving dinner with another family. And it's so cool. And they get to have Thanksgiving dinner at their house with their family. That's great. I love it. I love it. Love doing things like that. All right? I didn't expect to get to do it, but I get to. It's really cool. So, Thanksgiving is, that day is coming up. It's Thursday. And it is a time of giving thanks for all the blessings. I said, put your hands in. I'll get to question just a little bit. So, it's a time to give thanks for all the blessings that we have, that we've had all year long. We should be giving thanks every day. Because God blesses us every single day. We just don't see it sometimes as a blessing. I could see, oh my goodness, my family bought 2 Thanksgiving dinners. That's not a blessing. I spent more money than I should have. That's not the way to look at it, guys. God blessed me with the ability to buy both of them, and now I need to share them. That's the right way to do things. When it comes time for Christmas list, okay, and your mom and dad say, it's time to write our Christmas list, okay? So we need to write down what we want for Christmas. And you start writing down all these things that you want. I want you to think before you write anything down. And I want you to do 2 things for me. We're going to get back to Thanksgiving. I got a couple of verses for us for Thanksgiving. But before you write anything down for Christmas, I want you to do 2 things. 1, pray. Ask God to tell you what to write. 2, see what you have that you don't play with or you don't use that you could give to someone else who doesn't have? You know, let's just say you want the newest video game. What is that? Xbox something? Xbox 360? You have that, okay. I don't know what the newest one is. Whatever it is, okay. But you want the newest Xbox, whatever the newest is.
You give it to
Okay.
somebody who doesn't have anything.
Well, but if you have one, if you already have a 360, is that what you said? Okay, you have a 360, but you want an Xbox whatever. Okay, maybe you could give the Xbox 360 to someone who doesn't have anything. Maybe you want a new bicycle. You have an older bicycle. Maybe it's a little too small for you. It's still good. Maybe you could give that to someone who doesn't have a bicycle at all. See, guys, when we share, God blesses. When we're willing to give, God gives. Now, we don't give to get. We don't do that. We don't give to receive. We give because God has said give. Now let's get into Thanksgiving real quick, some verses on Thanksgiving. And there's some really good ones. And this is the first one I wanted to read for you. Let's wait for just a second, okay? I'm going to get to some questions just a little bit. All right? Here, I got 3 verses for you today. That's all I've got. First, 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." No matter what is going on in your life, be thankful because God has blessed you. You may be going through some difficult times. You may be going through some very painful times. Maybe it's just painful mentally. It's stressful. God says, give thanks because you are blessed. When you belong to God, you will always belong to God. And we need to give thanks for who God is in us. Second verse in Colossians 3:17, "And whatever you do in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through Him." We need to thank God for everything. God is the source of everything we have. And come Thanksgiving Day, all that food that's going to be out on your tables, all those cakes and all those pies and all that, God is the source of all that blessing. And we need to share it. And we need to be thankful for it. Last verse, and of course it would do that to me. Last verse is in Psalms. It's a little long, but I'm going to read it real quick. A psalm for giving thanks. "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into His presence with singing. Know that the Lord, He is good. It is He who made us, and we are His. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. Give thanks to Him. Bless His name, for the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and His faithfulness to all generations." We are to thank God for everything, guys. God is the source of everything. I have a shirt because God allowed me to have a shirt. Okay? I have an Awana program because God allows us to have an Awana program. I can put this on YouTube or on Facebook because God allows us this. Everything we have, guys, your car, your house, your clothes, your toys, everything is from God. And we need to give Him the honor and the glory and the thanks for all things. Now, last thing we're going to do today before we close out, I got just a couple minutes. I want to go around real quick. Give one thing. You get to give me one thing, okay? And we're going to start over here. Give me one thing. What is your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving? Right over here. Stuffing. I like that too. You got to be ready. Banana split. You get a banana split on Thanksgiving? Okay.
No.
Banana split. Mr. Pete, you heard him. That's your son. Banana split for Thanksgiving. All right, here we go.
No.
What is it?
Ham.
Ham. I like ham. Down here.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, come on. Okay, I'll come back to you.
Pie.
Pie. I like any kind of pie. Just any.
My dad makes a
Dad pie. I like it. All right, dad pie.
mashed potato.
Mashed potatoes, my favorite. My daughter makes some of the best, and I do not know how she does it. I think it has something to do with ranch dressing in the potatoes when she mashes it. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait. Okay.
Apple cider.
Apple cider. Oh, I love apple cider. I love it. I'd love to give you a fist bump. Bang, fist bump. Air bump, air bump. All right. Apple cider, love it. All right, in the back. Turkey, absolutely. All the way in the back.
Pie.
Pie, I like the pie.
Apple pie.
Apple pie. Now, do any of y'all have something that is not like traditional? Maybe it's traditional in your family. Maybe it's a cultural thing that you do for Thanksgiving. Anything? My neighbors always bring over tamales. And that's real, yeah, exactly. And on the other side, my neighbors bring gumbo. I don't know why, but I love it. I love food. You can tell I love food. And I love this thing. All right, guys, we got to close out. We're already over our time. We'll have a wonderful Thanksgiving this year. If you need anything from us at Autumn Creek Baptist Church, 281-859-9060. When Mr. Robert answers the phone, he'll get you back to me, or he'll take care of you wherever you need, whatever you need. We'll take care of you. We'd love to have you join us at Autumn Creek Baptist Church. Our service times, we start about 9 o'clock for Sunday school, and then we have a 10:30 worship service. We'd love to have you join us. Teenagers, we'd love to have you on Sunday night, Wednesday night. Call us. We'll give you the information. From Autumn Creek Baptist Church, we love you very much, and we want to see you soon. Good night, and God bless.
Bye.